Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to look at this clown pied clutch because we have some really cool looking snakes in there. Some stuff that's a little different, some really cool looking clown pieds. And they're also Posset MJ Xanthics. So some really cool snakes. They're starting to go into their first shed, so they're not super bright. And I'll have a follow-up video, in a week or two, probably after they first eat. But I wanted to give you guys a first look at them. But I also wanted to say I didn't really advertise this a whole lot because I wasn't expecting uh, really it to get bid up really high because of how the market is. But I was actually surprised by this. So this group that I have, it's 2.5, that has these Lightning Clown Pied Project snakes in it, has actually gone up to about 4 grand right now. And it's really close to the reserve price. I was kind of a little more forgiving on it. I didn't really expect anything to sell for that much, but it's kind of surprising me now. Two people look like they were bidding it up, and I wanted to kind of just talk about it for 1 second. So it's a 2.5 group, and here are most of the snakes. One of the snakes is a little older in a different bin, but it includes this OD blade. He's going in the shed here, but this OD blade pie double het MJ clown male, which is a one of a kind snake. This is another male. It's an OD clown head pied pos head MJ, and then we have a bunch of females here that have some guaranteed genetics and some genetics that aren't. So this is a pastel leopard clown, and it is het pied pos head MJ, pastel double het clown pied pos head MJ. This is a pied 100% het MJ, and this is the other pied double het MJ Clown shed tested. So basically, what this group can make you, and I have another female who's a little older, who's an OD pied 66 double het Clown MJ. So this 2.5 group is guaranteed. This is guaranteed because not all the females are guaranteed yet because we can't test for MJ. Guaranteed to make lightning clown pieds with one female, which would be this female. Guaranteed to make lightning pieds with this female. Guaranteed to make clown pieds with these two females at the very least. And this one technically. So there's a lot going on in this group. There's a ton of genetics, and because this male hits so many genes and he's so useful, this pied male, it's a really awesome group. There's a lot of firepower in it. It's really going to do well for somebody in terms of getting into this project because of the fact that you can make lightning pieds with this girl, lightning clown pieds with this girl, and clown pieds at the very least with those two. That's just crazy killer combo. So there should be a day left by the time this video posts on that auction. So take a look. Now back to these five small. So basically it was an OD blade pied double het clown MJ male bred to a just visual clown pied female. So at 50% odds of hitting clown pieds in this clutch. Obviously we still can't test for MJ, but we actually hit really good odds. Now I thought I had 4 clown pieds because I couldn't see the head of the one. I did get 3. This one has a very, let me actually zoom in instead of getting close. It had a very clown pied pattern to it because I couldn't see the head, and this snake really looked clown pied when I saw it in the egg, but it obviously didn't turn out to be. And to be honest, I don't think it has anything in it. I think it's just a plain pied. It's a really cool looking plain pied, but I think it's just a pied. So this would be this is a male. So this is a pied het clown pos het MJ male. He will be available because I don't need him. Next in line here is this female, which I'm going to be on the fence about whether or not I'm going to keep. Probably not. I don't know though. I really hope this MJ test comes out soon because it makes my life a lot easier figuring out what I'm going to keep and what I'm not. But same thing here. We got pied het clown, pos het MJ. So at the very least she can make clown pieds, but in terms of genetics, potentially I would say blade or OD there. Next is this really cool looking clown pied male here. I believe he's just a plain clown pied. There's some potential OD, but I think OD is kind of not ID'd properly in some of these snakes when you look on Morph Market and the clown pieds. He's so high white, it's hard to tell anyways, but obviously he is a clown pied. Pos het MJ Xanthic. He will probably stay here until I can do an MJ test, because if I can have another double recessive het, I produced the lightning pied het clown male, which is probably more important for me, and I have him and I'm growing him up. But if I could have a second male that's triple recessive in the project, all the better. But this next male is the one that I really hope is het MJ, because he, I believe, is the OD blade, which I did not hit with the lightning pied male. The lightning pied male is just a plain lightning pied het clown. If this male turns out to be, come here, buddy. If this male turns out to be het MJ, then he's a huge, huge upgrade to this project, because not only is he triple recessive, well, double visual het, he's got 2 codoms in him too. So that's a lot of firepower, and he's a really cool looking snake by that. So let's hope this guy proves out MJ, if any of them are. He is definitely not leaving this until I can test for it, or at least prove him out. So, you know, at the very least a year, but I'm really hoping the MJ test is here before then. But he's a medium pattern, medium white looking snake, really bright looking. Cool. I'm very happy with that. So he might even stay here as like a second breeder for the clown pied project. This is the only male or female clown pied I hit here. She's cool. She's going to stay here no matter what, because I do need more clown pieds. So if we look at these two next to each other, I'm thinking, as far as IDs go, I'm assuming the male's the OD blade. I think if I had to guess, this female's just, I don't know. So this is where I think for me, IDing the OD and the blade in some of these combos is hard, because I think in pied they do kind of similar things. As you can see, this male's a lot more orange than the female. The female's more yellow. And that's why I'm thinking maybe the female's a blade, clown pied pos het MJ, and he's the OD blade. I think. So I'm kind of on the fence. There's not a whole lot to go by in terms of clown pied. The clown pied IDs that I've seen are really all over the place for blade and for OD. There's no consistency in terms of what people are IDing them as. So it doesn't really matter to me a whole lot. And this is kind of the way I approach codoms, especially when you start making snakes that nobody's really seen before, is I don't really care about the codoms, to be honest. To me, whether or not it's 1 or 2, like if she has 1 versus 2 or 2 versus 1 or whatever, I don't really care, because that's not the big goal here at the end of the day. The goal here is to hit the triple recessive, or to work towards quad recessives. And those are the only genes that I'm super concerned about. If she produces some really cool clown pieds for me, that's all I ever get out of her. Cool. If she produces lightning clown pieds, even better. And that's what I'm concerned about. Proving out, you know, whether it's OD or blade or both is like a secondary thing. And, you know, it's not a major concern for me. The recessives are kind of where it's at. So obviously I do my best to try to ID the codoms in them, but nobody can guarantee the codoms unless they get all their shed testing done, and they're all genes that you can test for. But I've purchased snakes from major breeders that have not been ID'd properly, and luckily I lucked out and had more genetics in them than what was originally told. But, you know, whatever. She's really cool looking. I'm really happy with her. I really like to see her grow up. Let me get this light back on here. I love the fact that she is really low white. Sometimes making clown pieds, you get this, and that stinks that he is so high white. Especially with the clown, you'd like to see the extra pattern in there, and I think I just kind of hit it out of the park with making this female. So I still only have 2 clown pieds that I've produced that are female, which kind of stinks. I have now, this will be my 4th one total, visual clown pieds. But I mean, she's really cool looking, so I'm really happy with that. He's awesome looking. I'm happy with both of them. I really, really hope that he turns out to be MJ. It's a really, and I'd keep them both. I'd keep him and the other male I produced which would be Thor. Let me get Thor. Let me show you Thor real quick. Where's he at? So he's my guaranteed triple. So he is definitely a lightning pied het clown. I tested him for clown, and he's growing fast. He's already taken frozen thawed. So he's not going anywhere because to me, he's a giant upgrade in the lightning pied project anyways. He's going to help me, add clown into, actually add lightning, add MJ into other triple and quad recessives because he's a visual MJ. And him being visual MJ is more important than anything because it guarantees he's passing on MJ to everything. Now, on the flip side, this guy, if he does prove out to be head MJ, allows me to kind of take that triple project in a different direction, which is what I'm looking to do. So I would most likely keep both of these males. They're kind of too valuable to let go. Backup, having, and I've been saying this more and more, especially after this year, having backup males isn't necessary, but it sure as heck helps. And I've had to have multiple males kind of take the reins for a few different projects this year. Usually once they get a hang of locking up, they just keep doing it, but that's not always the case. So if I can have 2 males in this project and hitting it from two different double visual directions, then it makes advancing a little easier. So again, I'm really hoping that this shed testing comes out for MJ very soon because I probably have a backlog of like 10 different snakes now that need to be tested for head MJ, at the very least 10 snakes. And even, if this group doesn't sell for close to what I want it to go for, even this group, I would absolutely shed test all these snakes to figure out if they're MJ or not, because it definitely drastically changes the price. So in terms of this group, if you're bidding on or looking at this group, it'll be, I think that it should end by Wednesday morning. Now's the time to get it because the pricing on this is only going to go up. The only other, I think, pied double het clown MJ available it's a plain, no jeans in it, was $2,500. And this male is OD Blade. And there's also a female in this group, which is not currently listed on Morph Market. So the price is like $4K right now. The reserve actually isn't a whole lot higher than that. And I think the reserve price is basically just the price of the triple recessive male and female. It's not really factoring in the pricing for all the other 5 snakes in the group. So before MJ testing comes out, grabbing this group for pretty much a big giant discount is probably the way to go because there's 5 females in it. 2 of them are guaranteed. 1 clown, 1 not het clown, but the other 3 I haven't tested, and I can't test for MJ yet. So there's a potential. I would assume the one of them at the very least turns out to be het MJ, which could be a giant get. You could have 3 snakes in here that could produce lightning pieds and 2 that could produce lightning clown pieds. So take a look, and these guys should be shedding here by the end of the week. We'll probably have an update video on them next week, but they're really cool. These 2 specifically, I'm very happy with. Again, this one I probably can't release until I can't really send out a clown pied head MJ in the wild if he turns out to be head MJ and not have somebody pay the full price for it. Because again, nobody sold them. I can't just be releasing triple recessive snakes in the wild for a project and not having somebody pay for it. So he'll probably just stay here as well until I can test it. Because again, if this male proves to not be head MJ and this guy does, I don't want to release him before I can test for it. It's sort of like what I did with this hypopied Posset TSK or Black Exanthix last year. I had to wait. I kept 2 of them. I had to wait till I could test for it. And that's what I'll be doing here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you tomorrow.